Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're going to be checking out the Elbing. What the heck is that? German destroyer, tier 8. There's Bay, that's my German destroyer build typically. Note no slot 4 mod enabled. Times are tough. But if I do reference the stat, I'll be under the assumption that I put the gun range mod on there. That's if I could pick it now, I would. If I ever get the ship again, I'll probably forget and have to rediscover the build, but hopefully I'll go with that one. The gun's pretty nice on the Elbing, and that's the route I would go. Everybody go to your network settings, enable crossplay. It's ridiculous. In the last 15 games that I've played, I've had 4 short-filled games filled with people that are convinced that I only play against PlayStation players. Well, come on now. It's ridiculous. You're going to be waiting longer. You're going to be in these short-filled games, and overall it's a bad experience. And the guys on the other console aren't any worse than the guys on your team. Okay, everybody at this game struggles equally. So, go ahead and do that. You'll thank me later. The auction. The ship will be available later in the future for green XP. Go ahead and wait for that. Auction, they want you to pony up billions of doubloons or all your credits or whatever for a ship. It's a fine ship. You could check it out here, but is it going to change your life? No. Keeping those credits and grinding the tech tree naturally, that would change your life in a much more meaningful way, albeit a minor one. Anyway, we're going to be jumping into this game here. We're on the C cap now. Destroyer spawned in the mid. He's going to be coming over here as well. That's a missed deployment. We're going to talk about destroyer deployment in pretty much every video that I make. I'm already doing the destroyer job here, right? I'm going to try and deal with the destroyer that Twist and Track is suggesting that's over here. If successful, then I'll go ahead and capture the base. Go ahead and grab B, or even A if you're really bold. But coming over here and duplicating effort, it's like stacking battleships on top of each other. Duplicating effort, kind of a waste of limited resources. So, not the best deployment, but we'll make the best of what we got here. We are being located, okay, so we got the destroyer, there he is, Yugamo. Note the Alaska, the one cruiser on the enemy team, has a radar, and we're close to it. Okay, that's unfortunate. We did put some zoning torps. And the torpedoes on this thing go 54 knots, I want to say. Let's take a look here. Where are they? 54 knots. So slow torps, trying to hit targets by aiming on the indicator or even off of the indicator in a predictive manner. Difficult with torpedoes that slow. So what you're going to be wanting to do is identify spots on the map where ships frequently congregate, like the south side of that island, for instance, and throw the torpedoes there. We're going to continue to throw torpedoes in that spot as long as we're over on the side. Very good range on these torpedoes, 13.5 kilometers, but the speed low. So they're kind of zoning torpedoes, and they're effective at what they do. You can see there we got a nice opening shot, and we were just torpedoing the zone or the area, not a particular ship. Either the Alaska or the Iowa got hit over there. Yugamo getting low. Good job by the team. HE on this, not bad. The damage on this thing is really nasty, though. Now, I haven't filled out all my Tier 8 destroyer stats yet because I'm still upgrading them. But comparing the HE to the legendary tiers, it's on the weak side. AP, however, 4,100 damage per max damage hit, which is nasty. Okay, we got Z46 already's got good AP, and that's at 3,000. All right, so this is 33% more than that, plus even higher than a third, and that's pretty nasty. So use the AP when possible, but here we're demonstrating the downside of the ship. Maneuverability. Ooh, slow. Slow for a tier 8 destroyer, certainly. We got, 36.2 knots in the water. Turn radius, 890. Come on, what are we talking here? A cruiser or destroyer? So getting around can be difficult. Even the rudder shift, 6.3, pretty bad. Now I always use prop mod on slot 2. If you want to go ahead and use steering gears, that's fine. But destroyers, usually you want to be able to start and stop as quick as possible to help dodge torps. Because if you're containing destroyers, as you should be, that's going to be one of the ways to prolong your life. Once again, we just kind of threw those torpedoes in the area where those ships are. They're backing up. They might go forward in the minute that it's going to take the torps to get there. Maybe, maybe not. But we're just trying to make this as difficult as possible. We did get C. We conceded B, obviously, because nobody played the mid. And then we got a bit of a fight on A. Looks like blue will win it if they all continue to push. We got one guy hiding for unknown reasons to the north, but the other guy's moving in the cap. Go ahead and get the destroyer, and we'll be looking good from a strategic standpoint here. So So far, we've just been shooting HE. Again, I said use the AP as much as possible. It's pretty nasty. We'll see some shots with that later, but so far we've been getting angled targets. You can try the AP on destroyers if they got enough armor to arm the shells, then voila, you'll demolish them, but usually we're getting a lot of overpens. These are 150 caliber guns, by the way, as opposed to Z46 128s, which already kind of overpen a lot of destroyers in my relatively limited experience with that ship. Probably played it 20-25 times so far, 30, whatever it is, but cruisers, battleships, you can shred them with this thing. Once again, here got some more zoning torpedoes coming in. Iowa, probably in will to rebuild range there, but we are putting some nasty damage on him. Potentially a flood if he's been set on fire. We'll see if that damage counter continues to tick. Nope, he does heal the flood, but he's low now. Yeah, well, once again, we're just going to kind of zone that area. If they want to continue to try and play behind that island, fine, it's going to be painful, or they might have to get flushed. If they move forward, great, then my team should have some better shots at them. So I'm trying to burn the Iowa down here. Yes, we're spotted. Yes, we got a lot of ships that can shoot us, including the close range. Buffalo, or whatever that thing is, whatever the cruiser is, Alaska. And he does give us a bit of a hit there. So decent, but we're trying to get him stuck with a fire, which would have been a kill shot. Oh, twisted track up here. Luckily, we noticed in the nick of time. And the torpedoes coming our way. So we're angled there. We're going to pursue this destroyer and, by the way, get on B at the same time if possible and seal the deal. So, Elbing, torpedo, quick reload, relatively low damage, high range. We said this. Yes, the gun's pretty dang good. Maneuverability, alright. But, you know, does it win fights? Yeah, in general, it's pretty strong. I mean, if you're shooting these ships here, the HE, like we're going to be seeing here, yeah, decent, not great, but not horrible. You know, but generally we're going to be coming out on top. Now, if we're getting shot by multiple ships, this is a pretty big ship, relatively easy to hit, slow moving. Well, then in those situations, we're not going to win the fight. Consumables, we're missing the German sonar, of course. Got some smokes, you know, they're German smokes, whatever. And the AA consumable. Let's talk about the AA 65 rating. Now, again, the only other destroyer tier rate I've recorded 52. But the legendary tier destroyers that we have, none of them in the 60s. 55 is the highest on the Kaba. So, pretty strong AA. And if you've used this anti-air consumable, which I don't usually put it on unless it's kind of the only option for the slot, but when you do use it, it does shred planes. So we don't have a carrier in this game, but I have run into a couple. If you turn the AA off and then let the planes kind of get close to you so that all your guns are in range, then you activate that consumable. You usually shred the squadron pretty readily. So, not bad. It's pretty good in terms of countering the AA. Iowa looks like he's trying to push forward here. It's still a pretty close game in terms of ships. We've removed all their destroyers. We started with one less than them. I'm, of course, still alive. The other one's dead. And overall, we're up a ship, but they're still having point difficulties. We got C, we got A. Iowa's trying to move into the middle here. I would be focusing on resolving this side, you know, the eastern side of the map where all your resources are. Kill everything there, get C, and then move into the middle. But he's pursuing something. I don't know what's going on, but we got torps on him. Unnecessary. There was a kill shot behind him. Briefly, I had a double strike in my mind, hoping that it is Alaska, okay. Hoping the Alaska would have been backing up, and then we could have killed him as well. But at last, we got, I believe, neither of these kills. So, gotta have a dream. Anyways, pretty good, though. Blue's got all 3 caps. That's a major problem for red, especially since they don't have a great way to challenge these. Again, these red ships should all be slamming everything into C, killing anything that remains over there. That will stem the bleeding a little bit. 2 caps to 1, not nearly as painful as 3 to 0. Because as this goes on, you know, if it goes on for several minutes, even if they manage to kill basically everyone on my team, we'll still wind up having a good lead. You know, if they lose a ship or 2, we lose all the rest of the ships, I can sail off in the sunset. So this game's looking increasingly troublesome from Red's perspective, and now we're just going to be going into test AP mode here. Hit some shots on the nose. Okay, we got overpens. Juicier parts of the ship. We're getting some block shots, some overpens, some full pens, but pretty good damage. You can see here several thousand usually per hit. And if we're going to be hitting something that we're going to be arming the shells and we don't have trouble penetrating, like a broadside cruiser, you can see some nasty 5 to 10K salvos, especially if you start tickling the Citadel. potential for like big time dev strike type shots. So Elbing's guns, yes, very, very good. Maneuverability, overall effectiveness remains to be seen. It's interesting. I don't mind the Elbing. I certainly wouldn't pay $500 worth of doubloons for it, but I wouldn't do that for any ship either. But when it comes back for green XP, it'll probably be what, 1750? Is that what we're guessing for green XP or something like that? Because I think Stalingrad's 2 million, or yeah, not 17. 1.75 is what I'm trying to say in terms of million green XP. That'd be my guess. We haven't seen the green XP tier 8 ships yet, but they will be coming at some point. So I would say hold out. I would say it's probably worth getting at that point in time. It's kind of an interesting, relatively unique playstyle. Half cruiser, half destroyer. But again, I don't support the auction. I don't think it's a good idea. It seems to me like they're just trying to clear as many players of their resources as possible so as they can tempt them later with purchasing them when they realize they're broke and they still got millions and millions of dollars worth of tech tree ships to take care of. Monarch, we're trying to get him down here. We'll give him a shot here if he kills us. Well, that removes our ability to prevent a throw, but at this point in time, I don't think the team could kill themselves, so we're just trying to get some extra damage, trying to continue to test the shells, because these tier 8 German destroyers, both this and the Z46, the AP is intriguing. I'm still just trying to figure out the parameters. When does it work? And that's just going to come for me from a lot of testing and repetition. So, you know, we're seeing some pretty good shots. Grober is certainly not lacking in armor, but we're scoring just shy of 5k on these, 2500, 5k, somewhere in that range on that ship. So, not too bad. But overall, in a pretty easy game here to win, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. The Elbing, I think it's going to be coming out next week, but they said they'll, whenever it is, it'll be coming out soon. They'll give us more information in the near future. So if you enjoyed that video, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming for you all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.